Hey there, Aries. Welcome to your reading for the week of March 24th. You start with this card. It says, believe in the impossible. And you also have this card. It says, your dreams need a practical plan. Libra had a very similar reading to you, your opposite sign. I always point this out in readings because I believe that it's a really good idea to work with your opposite sign's energy because we can learn a lot from our opposite sign, right? And so that's the reason I'm bringing it up. It might be a good week to bring things into balance. I would also say Venus retrograding in your sign. The thing about Libra is all about beauty and creating beautiful things. But Venus retrograding in your sign could be pointing out things in your life that are not beautiful or things that you want to make more beautiful, right? And so that could be anything. And it doesn't, we're not necessarily talking about looks here either. It could be that you spend 8 hours a day working on your project or whatever, and maybe it's burning you out, right? That is not beautiful. And so it's part of me feels like these two cards here are saying how can you make your life a little bit more beautiful and also not so serious, right? With the King of Swords. And I feel if you work on that, it'll just improve your life, which that's what life is all about. We're here to learn, have experiences, and make the best of it. So I would definitely encourage that type of, thinking this week. I think it would be very helpful for you. I would also say, again, I'd get very serious energy off of this King of Swords for whatever reason. Normally, I really like the King of Swords personally. I think he can be a very good energy. But for some reason, I feel that he is saying that you are maybe being too serious or taking things too seriously. The other thing is that, he is good at practical plans in a way. We don't necessarily consider the King of Swords to be a card of practicality or anything. But, it could be, part of his traits. He has a lot of knowledge and wisdom. He knows how to do things. He has probably the most experience out of any of the kings in the tarot. And so, he's been through the most battles and he knows how to battle. On a personal level, I think this says you have the knowledge and wisdom necessary to be very successful, and I would take advantage of it. You have the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory or success. So there could be some sort of victory that you're hoping for here. I don't know. I feel like there's something that you think you're losing, but you're not. We go King of Swords, Six of Wands to the Five of Swords. It's victory, and this is, Five of Swords, is winning at all cost or trying to win at all cost. But for some reason, again, I feel that, it's also interesting that we go Five of Swords, Devil to the Chariot, which is another card of a victory. So you might think that something is, that you're not going to win or, come out on top of a situation, but you actually are, is kind of what the reading is saying to me here. The thing about the Six of Wands is that we have to ignore feedback. Six of Wands, this person here is meant to look jealous. So sometimes I feel with the Six of Wands, it can come up when people are telling us not to do things or to, not take a risk with our life or to not go and, start that business or to not go and date that person. But really they're just jealous. And the Six of Wands says ignore it. Don't allow those doubts to creep in, which, we have right here with the Devil. You have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords does represent taking a risk, but I just feel for you, Aries, that you could be fearing that something is going to be a loss or that you're going to lose something. I feel like this is something that you're hoping for or wishing for because we have the Star in this reading. You also have the Eight of Pentacles, which says you've been putting work into something that you are afraid of losing, right? That could be anything. It's pretty much the number one driver in persuasion, by the way. It's I come from the marketing world. In marketing, what most marketers use is the fear of loss, right? It's we are much more likely to, prevent the loss of something or to take action to prevent the loss of something than we are to go gain something new, right, as humans. So that's kind of popping into my head with this Five of Swords. But I don't think you're going to lose whatever you think you're losing here. It's kind of a weird reading, but it's also good. So let's see. With the King of Swords, you have the Ten of Swords, loss, right? Ten of Swords is thinking that something is lost. But the thing about the Ten of Swords is that he's making this symbol right here with his hand that represents a blessing. So I always say the Ten of Swords is really about a blessing in disguise. So there could be some sort of blessing in disguise coming in for you, even if you think you are going to lose or that there is some sort of loss. Let's see where this is going. With the Six of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Pretty crazy. Everybody this week has had, and during the mid-monthly March readings, had like two aces. You have two aces here and right here. So it could just be a time of new beginnings, or it could be a time where we are finally getting to like these new opportunities that could provide a lot of growth. The thing about the Ace of Pentacles is that if we plant that seed right here, then it will grow. And the Ace of Pentacles is all about getting something to grow in your life. With the Five of Swords, you have the King of Swords. See, like, I wonder if the King of Swords is saying kind of like get out of your head in a lot of ways. Because, again, I feel like he's being too serious about something. That's what I said at the beginning of the reading. And, if you're being too serious about something, usually that stops things from working. So sometimes I think we just need to say, like, okay, I'm just going to, give this up to God or give it up to the universe and just not worry about it. And I almost feel that would be like the best thing for you, is to just give it up to God, right? Give it up to the universe and not really worry about it. Whatever this is that you're worrying about. Maybe we'll find out in a second. Let's see. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this influencer card. It says, you have just the right combination of qualities to connect with an audience, inspire change, and create positive impact. Star. You have this destiny card. It says, you have a divine destiny to fulfill through your career path. Your work will help elevate the consciousness of the planet. We have Pluto in Aquarius, and the star card is Aquarius. The whole point of the star card is to be an inspiration to other people. And you also start this row with Ace of Wands, which is also about being it's an inspiring energy, I should say. So, we could say that it is about inspiring others, or, even inspiring yourself so that you can inspire others. I also feel you do have a lot of influence right now. And again, this does not mean that you have to, start a business or social media with influence. You could be, being an influence to your children, to your family, to the people that you work with, whatever, take it how it resonates. But I do feel you have a lot of influence right now. Next, you have the Ace of Wands, the Devil, and the Nine of Cups. The Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. And, again, a lot of people have been getting the Ace of Wands recently. Makes sense. We just had that eclipse in Virgo. Those lunar eclipses, I'll tell you what, they definitely can cut things out of your life very quickly. So it wouldn't surprise me if some of you did have something that was cut out of your life very quickly. And you're just kind of like looking for new inspiration. I do feel like you are finding that inspiration. I mean, you have the star card coming up at the end in the area of the good stuff, which is very positive. The Ace of Wands kind of also says it's time for something new. I really feel this for you, Aries, where, again, if I were an Aries, this is like the only thing I would focus on is, upgrading. I know I say this every single reading. People remind me every single time. I'm like, yeah, but, at the same time, like, again, I can't make something up in the reading. So I know people say I repeat myself, but I could just lie as well and say like, oh, there's something else here. I can't even lie, right? So I can't even come up with a good example of some BS that I could spit at you here, Aries. But again, it is what it is. It keeps coming up in your readings that, kind of like upgrading your work or upgrading what you're doing in your life would be very, very beneficial. And again, you're definitely gonna have to put your thinking cap on. King of Swords is a card of like knowledge and wisdom, but sometimes he needs to think or plan or come up with a new direction. And I feel that if you stay open to it, you will find the inspiration. You have the Devil. I kind of feel this is like a devil on your shoulder, quite honestly, here, Aries. So, I feel that there could be someone or something or some sort of influence in your life that is like telling you not to do something or kind of trying to get you not to go in a certain direction in your life. If that resonates with you, I would definitely be careful. I think I've said to you before, especially if it's the kind of people who are like, I need you to do this so I can feel good, right? We should never do whatever. Anyone who says that, we need to say, you need to go figure your own shit out over there, and you need to leave me alone, right? Because, again, nothing we do can make anyone feel anything. But, people have been raised to be like, all these people are causing all my problems, right? So if you have people in your life who blame everybody else for all the things going wrong in their life, that's what I would avoid with this devil energy for sure. You have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is a card of wish fulfillment, and I definitely, when I get the Nine of Cups with to the star, which we have right here, then I definitely feel that it represents wish fulfillment. I like the Nine of Cups, but the Nine of Cups alone is not enough for me, because the Nine of Cups says we have to be in the energy of what we want. We have to bathe in the energy of what we want, but we don't just magically get a wish with the Nine of Cups. But when it comes up with the star, it's definitely a little bit better. I think it's also funny that you have the Four of Cups here, because basically the first part of the reading we were saying that you think you're not gonna get something, right? And it's like the Nine of Cups would be making the wish, the Four of Cups would be thinking that you're gonna be disappointed, and then the star would be saying you're gonna get your wish. So again, just putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, the reading is saying to me that you're getting something you don't think you're going to get, or you're winning something that you don't think you're going to win, because Six of Wands and the Chariot. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, if you need help upgrading something, I would definitely ask for help or allow people to help you. The Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork. It's also a card of quality work. He has done a really good job building these three pentacles up here. These two people are really kind of helping him. They're kind of giving him the gas. It's like he's the rocket and these people are the rocket fuel. They are the thing that is, they're the catalyst that is getting him to launch, right? And sometimes we need that. I always say this channel would have never started without my mother, because, I was doing nothing for like 4 years of my life, 4.5 years really. And my mom came into my room one day and she's like, why don't you read tarot on YouTube? And literally I started that day, right? And I haven't stopped since. I haven't even missed a week, except for one when I had COVID, right? Over 10 years. So I've been reading basically every single day for over 10 years now. So again, you never know. Sometimes people will say things to you and it's kind of like the rocket booster that, gets you to where you need to go. And I kind of feel that energy on the Three of Pentacles. With the Devil, you have the Magician. Yes, again, Devil and Magician is definitely manipulation, right? And so I would be careful for sure of anyone who is manipulative, who you probably know, is the feeling I get off of the reading. Like, you probably know who is trying to manipulate you, or who is trying to get you to do something, or who is trying to, force you into something. And I would just avoid that manipulative energy, just plain and simple. He's also pointing towards the Four Cups, which I think is very interesting, because again, it's like someone or something is making you feel like you can't get the star or have the victory. And I would stand up to that this week, Aries, or I would make sure that those people, anyone who's like that, I would make sure that they are not influencing your choices or your decisions. Yep, with the Nine of Cups, all you have to do is leap. Yes, the thing about the Fool is he's afraid of looking foolish. Like, if we really look at the card, he is taking a leap of faith. People are saying, like, hey, you're a fool for taking a leap of faith off of that cliff, right? So he is, like, choosing to do something that is a risk, and he's taking the risk of looking like a fool. So I think a lot of you, that could be holding you back a little bit this week, is like thinking like, oh, people are going to make fun of me for taking this risk, or people are going to, say I told you so if I take this risk. But, really, nobody knows anything, right? Everyone in my life who has told me not to do anything they've never gotten anywhere. So it's like, why would you take advice from people who, pretty much aren't where you want to be in the first place? If you're going to take advice from a person who you would trade places with. That's my rule, right? And so I think that in a lot of ways, like, sure, people could be saying, don't do this, don't do that. But I feel you need to take the risk of looking like a fool anyway. Next, in the area messages from your future self, you have the Synchronicity card and this Take the Lead card. Yes, because you are the leader. What did I say at the beginning of the reading? I said something about, what did I say? I said something on this influencer card. You have influence, right? And, part of being a leader is having influence. So I feel a lot of you could be gaining an influence by taking the lead. I mean, you're an Aries, right? I think really Aries is meant to come to Earth to learn how to take the lead. Aries is the initiator. You're really good at getting started, but, maybe you're not very good at finishing things. At least that's what most astrologers would say. I don't necessarily believe that has to be true, of course. But, again, I think that taking the lead is what you need to do. And I would definitely pay attention to synchronicities. Again, your 12th house, all that energy in Pisces, I would definitely say that it could be a very intuitive time for you. And, the intuitions could be synchronicities. So I would pay attention. You have the Chariot, the Four Cups, and the Eight of Pentacles. Chariot is a definite victory or a big win coming in for you. But he has to leave this city behind him behind. That city behind him is his comfort zone. Everybody is the same inside that city, and that's exactly why he's leaving. So again, you could be leaving an environment of people or things or whatever other influences, and you could be it seems to me like you're kind of going off on your own at this time, and you're doing your own thing, which is exactly probably what you need to do, because I think that's what's going to lead to the victory, plain and simple. He knows exactly what he wants. He is in perfect alignment with what a victory would look like for him. He has these stars up here, these moons right here, represents as above, so below. So the Chariot, these sphinxes, which represent the mysteries of the universe, they are not attached to the Chariot, and it kind of represents the fact that he is trusting the universe is going to guide him. Synchronicities, right? So I think, trusting yourself, trusting the universe is also what needs to happen with that Chariot. You have the Four Cups. Again, Four Cups has tried, he's tried to do something at least 3 times before, and he's been disappointed, and now he's fearing accepting this new cup into his life. But I always say he needs to realize that these 3 cups have the ingredients necessary for him to be very successful. If he mixes those cups together and learns from those experiences, he will have success. So I feel for a lot of you, that's what this, the 4 Cups is about. It's kind of like mixing things together and having a future success or creating success in the future with the 4 Cups. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. So again, if you have any ideas for upgrading your life in any way possible, could even be moving or traveling or whatever you want to do to enhance your life, the Eight of Pentacles really says it's time to enhance your life. It is time to get out there, have fun, do things that you enjoy. But more importantly than that, I think it's important that you practice focused attention. I will tell you what, I have never seen so many cards that say focus on them. And we've had a crap ton of retrogrades since November, and it's been nonstop, right? Luckily, that's all coming to an end over the next couple months. We really don't clear the shadows and everything until like May. But, still, I don't think we should, I definitely don't think we should let shadows affect us as much as people do, right? So I would say, luckily we're clearing all this retrograde energy, but all the readings have been saying you need to be really focusing on one thing, which is actually a good thing to do during retrogrades, right? Not scattering your energy, staying focused on accomplishing one task, one goal is always a good idea. And the Eight of Pentacles is material success on the horizon. So by staying focused, you can accomplish a lot more. With the Chariot, you have the Seven of Swords. I would definitely be careful of a liar, cheater, stealer here, for sure. I do not, I always say I like the Seven of Swords. It is a good card for tactics. It is a good card for doing things in a different way. What I don't like is Ten of Swords, Devil, Magician, and the Seven of Swords. This, to me, I don't think this is going to be true for all of you, but if you have a person who's rushing back into your life, I would be very, very careful of allowing a person back into your life with that energy, plain and simple. With the Four of Cups, you have the Hierophant. The Hierophant can represent blessings. He is blessing the 2 people in front of him here with his hand, and so the Hierophant can represent blessings from the universe or receiving a blessing. The Hierophant can also represent learning. But I feel that there could be a blessing here because we go up to the star from, the Nine of Cups, Hierophant to the star. And like I said, it looks to me like something that you don't think is going to work out actually is going to work out. Yeah, with the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is too much. Like I said, focused, right? Ten of Wands is trying to do everything and be everything all at once, which is impossible. So I think with the Ten of Wands, we have to make sure that the burdens we are carrying are our own, and if we put down some of those burdens, we will see much more clearly. Those 10 wands are all in front of his face. He can't see where he's going. So some of those burdens are his. We will always have burdens in life. It's just a fact of life, right? There will always be things that we have to carry, but not all of those things. Some of those things don't belong to him, and if he puts those things down, he will be able to see. And so I think the Ten of Wands is really talking about you need to see where you're going, right? Next, in the good stuff, you have this Phoenix Rising. It says, you've been through the fire and rising up anew, embracing life in a deeper way. You have this Libra card. I said Libra at the beginning of the reading. You might want to go watch that Libra reading I just did. It says new love. It says a new romantic relationship is unfolding that will be deeply meaningful for you. We don't really see a lot of love in this reading. That does not mean that love can't be coming in for you. Again, I always say love is always available to us. We just have to go and get it. But, again, I'm just saying I don't see it in the reading other than this one card. But, it's always possible, of course. It kind of is like a little bit of a Phoenix Rising moment. It's almost like a second chance for you, Aries, because, again, I think that you could be, the words I'm using are winning something, but, it's almost like you're winning something you don't think you can win. But, let me also say that it doesn't have to be like you're entering into a competition and winning a competition. It could be, but it could also just be that you've been, trying to grow your business, and what you're winning is you're discovering a way to grow your business, or maybe you're trying to improve your health. It's like maybe you're winning the game of your health or the game of love, like whatever it is, right? And that's kind of the energy I get from the reading in general. You have the Star, the Five of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. The Star in the good stuff is definitely wish fulfillment. So I do feel for a lot of you that there could be some sort of wish or wish fulfillment coming in for you at this time. The Star can also represent blessings. So you could be receiving some blessings with the Star card, and of course that would be a good thing as well. But yeah, I just feel pretty good about the Star for you. I'm not really picking up too much other than blessings, and also being in inspiration. You have the Five of Pentacles. Again, Five of Pentacles in the good stuff would represent coming out of the cold. Five of Pentacles has a very easy solution, which is to not call attention to your weaknesses. I always say these people need to focus on their strengths, but coming up in the good stuff, it would say that you are focusing on your strengths. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands is about being adventurous. Excuse me. The Knight of Wands, he is like bold, and he is brave, and he's willing to go on an adventure. He really moves towards his desires. So to me, the Knight of Wands is about kind of like moving towards things that you desire to do with your life or in your life in general. And I would definitely encourage that with the Knight of Wands, like, just kind of going on an adventure, seeing where things go, seeing how things go in your life just in general. I think would be a really good idea with the Knight of Wands. He's also like the true builder in the tarot. So again, if you don't know how to do something, you will be able to build it, is what he says. So don't worry if like people are saying to you, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Again, you will figure it out. With the Star, okay, you have the Eight of Swords. Again, good. This suggests to me, again, in the good stuff, this would say you are seeing other ways of doing things, which is exactly the solution that we needed for this reading. Because, like I said, it's like you think you're not going to win something, but you are. And so I feel the Eight of Swords is saying that you are setting yourself free and, opening up to other solutions. So it's a pretty good solution for the reading. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Sun. Amazing. Definitely very good for attention. I mean, the Sun and the Stars, like fame and fortune, doesn't mean you're going to become famous, but it's very good for getting attention on things that you're doing or working on in your life. You could be really standing out, or you could be being an inspiration at this time, like as in people could see you as being inspirational right now, which is great. With the Knight of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is love. Of course, we said, again, you have that card that says new love. Two of Cups usually starts with communication. And, I've said to everyone, I think that's great right now with the Venus retrograde. Again, you don't have to, like, marry a person right now. And, I tell everyone, like, I think we should be dating. And, we shouldn't allow retrogrades to control our lives. But at the same time, if you take your time and you just start talking to a person, you don't make any big commitments, then you'll probably be fine. So, again, the Two of Cups this right here is the Staff of Hermes, which represents communication. So a lot of you could just be kind of like starting a relationship by communicating, right? Or you could just be starting communication in general, which I think would be a very, very good idea for you. You have this hand card. It says, in need of help, assistance, and guidance, Three of Pentacles. Again, I think there are people who can help you, and I would ask for help if you need it, or guidance. Like I said, it's almost like someone, positive connections in your life might have the rocket fuel that you need to get started, which we said earlier. You have this frying pan card. It says trouble, accusations. Yes, I would be careful of anyone from the past, and not even just love. Just, this could be a friend or whatever who's accusing you of something. Devil, magician, Seven of Swords, Ten of Swords, bad. I don't like that energy at all. So, again, this could be a person who's trying to, knock you off your square. I would be careful. You have this tree card. It says affairs with your family. Family seems to be really important right now for people, and it is. So I would, again, maybe your family could be helping you in whatever you need help with. You have this broom card. It says new home, new attitude. Didn't we say something about your environment earlier? I'm pretty sure. I'm a big fan of upgrading your environment. Again, you don't necessarily have to be moving, although it wouldn't surprise me if over the next couple years you decide to move, Aries. But at the same time, again, we don't necessarily have to move. But Jupiter will be moving into your fourth house. So a lot when Jupiter moves into the fourth house, we usually move. I moved here when Jupiter was in my fourth house, right? So there you go. But you definitely could be thinking about it, but again, you don't necessarily need to. You could just be upgrading your current environment, which can change everything. I moved this office around. I can't even explain it, but I feel so much better doing readings in this direction than that direction over there. You have this quill card. It says, get back to basics. It came out with this marriage card as well. So exactly what we were saying with love, like just keep it basic, simple, not overcomplicated, and things will be fine. But this is a really good looking reading here, Aries. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.